Hello everyone. So today we are going to cover another interview question which is asking front-end interview rounds and which is the difference between encoding, encryption and hashing in JavaScript. So with that in mind, let's start off with the session for the day. First of all, let's cover what is encoding. So after that, we'll cover what is encryption and after that, we'll cover what is hashing. And then we'll cover the difference between them. So let's focus on encoding first. So encoding is a method of converting data from one format to another. Now we can convert the data so that the data is not lost or data is to be converted into another format, which is required by some tools or some mediums of data transfer. Encoding is not meant to be a security measure. It is just meant to convert the data and not to prevent any unauthorized access to data. One of the examples of encoding is to convert an image into base64 string and converting it and attach that in the email. So whenever we attach an image file to an email, it is converted into base64 format and an encoded file is sent to our email. And at the receiver's end, the encoded file is again transferred back to the binary format and then it is shown to the end user. Common examples of encoding are ASCII, UTF-8, base64 and URL encoding. Let's try to understand encoding with an example. So let's just say we have a message like let string to encode is equal to message and we want to encode this. So to encode this string, we can write the code as const encoded string is equal to window dot btoa and the message. So message is string to encode. And we can console.log. So this is done for converting the string into base64 format. So we can write encoded string, comma, and let's see what gets printed in the console. So in the console, as you can see, we have the encoded string in the base64 format. Now, if you want to decode it at the receiver end, so what we can do is we can write const decoded string is equal to window dot atop encoded string, and then we can go console dot log decoded string, and the decoded string is needs to get printed. So in the console, we get the message as the string, which is the message back in the decoded format. So this is how we convert the string to base64 format using BTOA, and we can convert it back to the binary format or the default format using atop method of window object. So this is how encoding works in JavaScript. So this was about encoding. So encoding is basically conversion of data from one format to another for data transfer or some other purposes. Now with that in mind, let's focus on encryption. So encryption is a process of converting a data into secure format that can be read by authorized party who have to decrypt the data. It is used to protect the data and it is done to transform the data into unreadable format called as ciphertext using a mathematical algorithm and a secret key. The purpose of encoding is to prevent unauthorized access to data and only authorized parties can get access to the data. A few examples of encryption is to convert or protect the user password. So we can encrypt the user password and using a key, and we can convert it to ciphertext. And then when the data needs to be corrected or checked, we can then convert it back to the original password and check the data. So encryption is normally used for sensitive information like credit card numbers, password, bank account details, and other data. Common popular examples of encryptions are AES, RSA, and Bluefish. So what we are going to do is we are going to make use of CryptoJS, which is a library to see how encryption works in JavaScript. So what we are going to do, we are going to go to settings section, and in the JS format, we are going to add the CryptoJS library by typing CryptoJS here. So type CryptoJS and this library is added to the CDN. So this will be now accessible in our code. Now for encryption, we are going to use the example which is present in the CryptoJS module. So we are going to use cryptojs.as.encrypt method for converting our message. So let's just say this string to encode is same for string to encrypt is equal to message Then we want to encrypt the string. So const encrypted string is equal to, then we are going to make use of cryptojs.es.encrypt like so. And let's just print down the encrypted string. So this is our encrypted string. Now, in order to decode this string, we are going to again use cryptojs.es.decrypt. So we are encrypting using AES algorithm for protecting the access to the text, and we are using the secret key to convert it into ciphertext. Now we are going to decrypt the data. The encoded string, and we are going to use a function from cryptojs, which is okay. We need to pass the secret key as well. So it is the secret key 123. Then we are going to print out the decrypted string. We are going to use the toString method with cryptojs.2df encryption so that we can print out the decrypted string as well. So let's just see what the decrypted string gets printed out. So this is the original message, which was okay, string to encrypt. So we will change this to string to encrypt. So this is the encrypted string and this is the decrypted string. So this is how encryption works in JavaScript. The next part that we are going to cover is hashing. So hashing is a technique which is used to convert data of any size from one file format to a fixed size output called a hash. It takes input message and produces a fixed size output. It is primarily used to verify the integrity of data, and it is not intended to be a security measure for protecting the data, but rather detecting the changes in the data. It is usually a one-way method, that is, we cannot derive the input data from the output hash. A few common examples of hashing is hashing the password to verify the integrity of the password. So when user creates a password, the password is hashed and stored in a database. When the user logs in again, the password is hashed again and the result is compared with the stored hash. If they match, then the user is granted access. So basically, we are trying to ensure the integrity of the password and not the actual password itself. And the common hash functions are SHA-1, MD5, and SHA-3. So in order to understand this, let's use the bcrypt module from Node.js. So this is how that hashing works. So we are using a salting method. So salting is basically used to improve the type of hashing. We have a password and we have another password. So what we are going to do is we are going to use bcrypt.hash along with password and salt rounds. So this will better hash the password itself, and we can console.log the hash password here. Let's run the code. So this is the hash which is generated for the password. And if you want to check whether the password matches or not, we use the bcrypt.compare method and take the password and compare it with the hash itself. And if it matches, then we get the it matches console log. And if it is not, if it does not match because the passwords are different, we will get invalid password as the output. So if we copy this password and paste it here and hit run again, then it should print out it matches. So as you can see, it matches. So hashing is completed. Now let's focus on the difference between hashing, encryption, and encoding. So encoding is used for data conversion, as we saw in the JavaScript example. Encryption is used for data security to secure uh, sec uh, co- confidential details like password and credit card numbers and so on and so forth. Hashing is used for data integrity verification. So that's the main difference between encoding, encryption, and hashing. Hope you understood the difference between them. And that's it from my end for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.